I've been hired to play Canadian rock in EPCOT. This is a very fun gig, but it's also very special, with unique conditions, so I wanted to share my experience here with you. So get in for the ride. As you can see, I'm not home in my usual background. I'm in a house that's provided by the production. I'll try to cover most questions I'm generally asked about this gig, hoping you'll learn something about the music industry and what it's like being a musician in EPCOT. Unfortunately, I can't film any behind-the-scenes video. This is a very strict Walt Disney World policy, but I can tell you about it. First of all, being here really feels full circle to me because we went to Disney World with my high school stage band 10 years ago. Back then, we had a masterclass on what it's like being a pro musician and also specifically a musician in EPCOT. I even won an Outstanding Jazz Soloist prize during the Festival Disney back then, which was one of the proudest moments in my life. So it just feels right to be back here as a pro musician now. So who am I playing for? What's the contract? Concretely, I'm the guitarist, vocalist, and band leader for Waze. We're playing 100% Canadian rock music on the Mill Stage in the Canada Pavilion of EPCOT's World Showcase section at Disney World in Orlando. The show is mostly medleys of songs by artists like Bryan Adams, Loverboy, Alanis Morissette, Nickelback, Simple Plan, Sum 41, Avril Lavigne, Shania Twain, and also lots of French-Canadian acts too, like Les Trois Accords, Robert Charlebois, Offenbach, Céline Dion, and many more. We flew here on July 28 and we'll go back to Montreal on September 15. So we play 5 days a week, 5 sets a day, so 2:15, 3:30, 5, 6:15, and 7:30 for 7 weeks. Every set is different, but every day we play the same 5 sets in the same order. So we really get the chance to fine work on the details. Since we're Canadian guys, we need work visas to be able to legally play here. So the music company that manages the Canada stage is based in Montreal. They hired us and they did the P2 visa request, passing by Quebec's Musician Guild in association with the American Federation of Musicians, and we had our visa. And with this visa, I wouldn't be allowed to play anywhere else. But anyway, it's cool knowing that I'm playing music in another country for the first time. Now let me present you my bandmates. So we have Simon and Jean-Félix on vocals, Raphaël on bass, and Martin on drums. And we gave ourselves American nicknames because for English speakers, sometimes it's harder to understand our French names. So we have now Simon and Jeff on vocals, Ralph on bass, Mart on drums, and yours truly, Ethan, instead of Etienne, on guitar. So one of the most frequently asked questions is, how did I get the gig? Contacts. So I got the gig after a friend from college, which happens to be the musical director of Waze, asked me if I would be willing to be the guitarist for the second iteration of Waze here this summer. And the timing was right. I had just quit my main cover band, so my summer was available, the conditions were good, so I decided to take the gig, and here we are. For what I know, most bands in EPCOT have multiple iterations, which means that every band member has a substitute that knows the show in its entirety, so we can flip members at all time. So I got here to replace the original guitarist, and it's the same for everyone here except Simon, which is part of the original Waze band. One of the things that makes this gig very special is all the specific rules that comes with playing into a Disney World park. Let me show you some of them. The songs, and more specifically the lyrics, need to be pre-approved to be Disney friendly. But I didn't have to deal with that because the show was already built and approved 3 years ago when Waze started the show here in EPCOT. The outfits also need to be approved. We can't wear any tank tops or clothes that has tear or logos on it. And I couldn't even bring my usual guitar straps because it has skulls and bones on it. We enter on site from the cast parking by showing our Disney contractor ID, which gives us access to the park, but only the days we play. We don't have any cast member advantages since we're not Disney World employees. And like I said earlier, filming behind the scenes is strictly forbidden. Also, we can't post any videos online featuring the guests, and I can't mention Disney in any of my social media posts. Also, part of the gig is dealing with Florida's unstable climate. Not only is it hot and humid every day, but when there's lightning in EPCOT's area, I receive an automated text telling us that we are 101 and that for our safety we need to cancel our set. Unless we get 102, which means clear of lightning, before the beginning of the set. If the alert happens during a show, the sound guy will tell us through our in-ears that we are 101, so we finish the song and cut the set short.
Thank you so much, EPCOT, for being here with us. Unfortunately, we have to stop right now because of the incoming weather.
101 alerts usually happen multiple times a week, but sometimes even multiple times during a single day. In the summer in Florida, it rarely just rains. Most of the time, it's thunderstorms, but after 45 minutes or so, it's gone. So we rarely skip 2 sets in a row. Another important rule here is that the show cannot start more than 5 minutes late, and we can't finish later than 30 minutes after our scheduled time. So we usually play 25-minute sets to give us that buffer if we need to start a little late or if the show lasts a little bit longer. But that's a pretty regular festival rule though, and really not specific to EPCOT at all in my experience. But after all, I'm not complaining at all. I think we're super well treated here. We got AC in the green room plus unlimited power rate and frozen treats, and everyone we met here is super nice. Now, what's a typical day or week here? So we usually leave the house an hour and a half before the first set, and it's approximately a 25 minutes drive to EPCOT. I call to check in when we arrive, we get ready, and I go set up the stage 30 minutes before the first set. Most days we begin at 2:15, except on Thursdays. We begin on our third set at 5 p.m. because the first 2 sets are moved to the after hours in EPCOT, so we have a set at 10:30 and 11:30. After every set, as part of the contract, we go down the stage for a meet and greet with the guests. It's the time to connect with the people who stop by to watch the show, take pictures, and thank them for their presence. Then we usually have around 40 minutes left to our break, so the days go by very quickly. Around 8 p.m., we finish the last set, we pack the gear, and we get home. And we repeat this from Wednesday to Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday is our weekend. So I told you earlier that I am band leader here, but what does it mean? So my added responsibilities here are giving the thumbs up to the sound guy when we're ready to start the set.
Hello, world travelers.
Triggering the tracks.
Waves.
Hello, everybody.
Telling my bandmates how we'll stop the song if there's a 101 alert using the talkback. And I'm the one who calls to check in when we arrive on site. I'd say these are the most important responsibilities I've got here on top of my guitarist-singer job. But there is way more to it on the human side and also trying to constantly improve the show. What's the gear we use? Since we're running to a click track, we all have a wireless in-ear monitor system with our own stereo mix. The show runs on Real Live, which is a live configuration for Reaper, and I trigger the tracks with a Line 6 FBV3 board. There's a radial hotshot foot switch to change between my singing vocals and the talkback, and all of my guitar tones come from the Headrush Flex Prime. I put my waist patch on the Headrush Cloud if you want to get my tones. Everything else is backline provided by Disney, including the backup guitar and bass and the whole drum kit. I also decided to test what string set will be the most durable under these conditions. And turns out that with every single one of these sets, I broke a string within a week. So there is no clear winner here. A string is a string, so if you're looking for durability only, it doesn't really matter, it will break however, so I think I'll just keep using my slinkies as usual. Now let me finish the video on a positive note with what I love the most about the gig. Playing Tom Sawyer live is always so much fun. It's almost always the highlight of my day, because Rush is one of my favorite bands ever, and it means a lot to me to play it here. And I think people seem to be enjoying it too. I also really like going in the crowd while playing my solos. It's always so much fun to just give fist bumps to kids while playing and connecting with people down there. And finally, it's been a pleasure meeting you. It's always so surprising to me to meet someone who watches my video when I'm so far from home. It's like crazy coincidence. So if you happen to be in EPCOT, don't hesitate to come and see me. It would be a pleasure to be able to meet you in person. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video interesting and see you in EPCOT.